This is our modular 5 pull and junction boxes video. I've laid out a bunch of different boxes for you to look at. This would be called right here a single gang metal with brackets. See, because it has the brackets on it. This is a 4-square metal with brackets, and so is this one. But you notice the difference how this has the screws for the devices where this takes a plate. So the difference with this 4-square, you could put what's called a P-ring on it, with all different sizes, 2-gang, heights, everything. Or this is our industrial cover that comes in GFIs, switches, double plugs that mount onto this box. So this is the one we use more common than anything. And here's the blank for this box. So that's the difference between this one and that one. This is the one we're going to use more often. Okay? They make these, this is what's called a 4S special with brackets. Special means because it has 1/2 inch and 3/4 knockouts to it. This is a 4S special, no brackets. And this would be called what's a 4S special deep. So they have deep with brackets, without brackets. Okay? So again, single gang metal, no brackets. Metal cut in box. This is a 4.0 metal with brackets. This would be one of your exterior lighting boxes for metal for a commercial job. This is more of our weatherproof boxes right here. This is what we would use outdoor. They called bell boxes. Bell boxes are judged by the gang width. So this is a 2-gang deep 3/4 5-hole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a 5-hole deep 3/4 2-gang bell box. This is a single gang normal 3-hole. These come in 5-2, you know, anywhere from 3, 4 to 5 holes. Single gang bell box, and these were the type of covers, weatherproof covers, we would use on these for exterior locations. Okay, these are our L boxes. This is just a pulley now, straight through. This is an LB. Pipe comes in, goes out the back. This is a T conduit, goes each direction, and then they have L's, which we don't have any, which come out the side. It'd come out this way or this way out the side with just in the bottom and out one side. I don't like using these much because I would rather mount a box that I could come out of again. See, if I mount just this right here, I could never come out of this box, out of this. Where the box, I got another hole to come out of. I'm not just stuck with just the LB. I always use boxes more than LBs, almost all the time. And when we're getting into our larger boxes here, these are what we're going to use in larger applications. Okay, this is what would be called a 12 by 12 by 12 by 6 inches deep box. Okay, and when we're in class, you're going to go over the sizing of these boxes. Okay, these are commonly used when you have bigger, when you get out of here, when you're getting into bigger stuff, you're going to pull these. They come all the way from 4 by 4 up to God knows what size, at least 48. This one came with pre-knockouts. You know, you have a few pre-done knockouts, but the side it doesn't, so you could do your own. If you look at this one, this is an 18 by 18 by 8. So it's 18 by 18 by 8 inches deep. Notice there's no knockouts in the box anywhere. You have to create all your own knockouts, which is kind of good because when you're dealing with these, like just a piece of strut, if I was coming in on strut with 1.5 inch strut, all these knockouts are in the wrong location. So then I would just turn around and put the box this way and bring all my knockouts in and make my knockouts on the side. Okay. Guys, with both of these boxes, if you notice, these are both indoor. See how there's no weatherproof flange on these? They make these indoor and outdoor. So both of these are considered indoor. The weatherproof ones, they don't have the knockouts on them, but they'll have a flanged lip where the cover goes underneath and it makes it watertight. Okay. Connectors part of this chapter where we have all sorts of different connectors, and I want to explain everything to you. This is a weather head. This goes on the top of your riser pipe. This is for 1.25 inches probably. Weather head service, they come all the way from 1.25 inches up to probably 4 inch, literally, or even 6. This is a lug. This is what would mount on your transformer, what your wires terminate onto. This is what's called a chase nipple. This is a 2-inch chase nipple. They make these from all the way from 1/2 inch, probably up to 4 to 6. Okay. This is what's called a Myers hub. And Myers hubs are created to put on top of locations where they're wet. You see how they have the gasket built into them with the teeth? So you put this in, screw this in, and that creates your box mounting into your box. Then you would either come into this with either rigid conduit or an SRT fitting, which is the compression fitting with the gasket. See, now today we have to have this plastic gasket in there to make it so-called legal. So we'd have to use this into here if you're going to go with EMT into a wet location, because they don't trust this, because this usually pushes out when you tighten it too tight. It's somebody lobbied to make money for this one. Yeah, for years and years, guys, compression fittings were this, just straight up compression like this. There's no plastic gasket. There's the same thing as this one, but this was the legal watertight fitting for a long, long time. But someone came in and paid somebody some money to put the little plastic piece in, and now that's the official watertight, and this ain't. But it was for years, okay? So this is a compression connector, coupling, 1 inch, 3/4, even though it's different looking, it's the same thing. It's a compression coupling, okay? They make all different sizes of these, all the way from 1/2 inch up to probably 6 inch. EMT, whatever the biggest trade size is, would be at least 4 to 6, okay? This is what's called a set screw coupling. These are made for indoors only. They're not watertight, okay? This is your set screw connector, set screw coupling. Compression connector, compression coupling. This is just a larger 2-inch set screw connector. See how it has the 2 screws to use. This is what's called a 2-screw Romex connector. They come from 1/2 inch up to 2 inch. These are our plastic bushings, okay? This is a normal plastic bushing. This is a bonding bushing. The difference with the bonding bushing is you could turn around and you have to unscrew this screw to get it to the pipe, then you tighten it to the pipe, and now I could bond my pipe to the can. Like if I'm coming through a concentric knockout, or some architects want these on anyhow. Even though the lock nut used to be sufficient, now we're just, playing with it. This is what's called a Myers hub, or a hub, not a Myers hub. This is a hub. This would sits on top of your service panel that feeds your riser, which feeds the actual weather head on top, okay? These are our SRT fittings. These are rain tight, all the way from 2 inch to 3/4. They come from 1/2 inch up to probably 4 to 6 inch, depending. Again, the difference is with the SRT, it has the plastic bushing and the bushing on the top. These are called knockout seals. These are basically snap-in. There's 2 different types. There's a threaded seal and a snap-in. The snap-in seals go in this type of box, okay, where you just snap it in. For those type, the weatherproof, we have to what's called a threaded seal, which this is the threaded seal with the threads that screws in to seal your box hole, okay? So that's the different types of seals. They have threaded seals, they have snap-in seals, and then they also have weatherproof ones, okay? This is called a beam clamp. So if I don't want to drill the beam out and put a bolt through it, I put what's called a beam clamp, and I could hook this through the beam, tighten it down, and then use what's called a mineralac strap, and then secure my pipe to that. Use them all the time. You could hook the beam clamp, you could hook all thread out of them, you could hook mineralacs, you could create trapezes, you could do all sorts of work with these. You go to Disneyland, Magic Mountain, all the roller coasters, everywhere, you're going to see beam clamps hooked to everything, guys. Again, this is what's called a mineralac strap. This is what holds pipes in the air, basically off either all thread or the clamp screwed to itself. These are called offset nipples. This is a 1/2 inch, this is a 1 inch. They make them in all different sizes. This is just for box to box, easy offset nipple. These are different types of flex connectors. We have a 3/4 flex connector. They come in all different sizes, but this is a 3/4. This is a 3/4 flex coupling, okay, to couple the flex together. Okay, so this is our flex. This is what we're talking about. This is where our connector slides in. If I want to couple it together, I could turn around and, well, I'd have to get that out. It'd couple right together. So that's your couplings. This is a flex to EMT connector. So if I'm going to go to pipe, I'm going to put my pipe here and then go to flex, tighten it down. Flex to EMT, they make flex to they make EMT to seal tight connectors too now. I haven't seen any around here, but they do have them. One hole strap. When you're dealing with your straps, they have all different sizes and trade sizes. Your straps come in thin wall and rigid. So if it's PVC or rigid conduit, you need to have a thick wall rigid strap, where this is thin wall, counts for EMT. Different sizes, different everything. Same accounts to this. These are called strut straps. This is what hooks into the unistrut that we mount all of our pipes to. See, this says 3/4 standard. So that standard means rigid. So this is used for either 3/4 rigid or PVC, seal tight, all of that. This says 1/2-inch thin wall. The thin wall counts for EMT. So this is for a piece of 1/2-inch EMT conduit. And strut straps go into unistrut. This ain't coming apart. This strut straps turn around and you mount them. You have to separate your conduits in between them, your pipe, and they mount like that. Tighten them in, and your pipe sits in the middle of your strap. Tighten it down, level it off. These are used everywhere. Even at this facility, you'll see a whole bunch of these in place. Unistrut, strut straps, beam clamps, those are a lot of the way we attach our conduits. Same with just the 1-hole, 2-hole straps, okay? This is what's called an MC connector. This is for your metal clad cable. MC, this is our MC. So this turns around. When you get this stripped out, you have to put your little insulating bushing in, bring it down, and it'll go just snap. It just snaps right in place. And then good luck trying to get it off. Yeah, I mean that too. It doesn't come out. Okay, over here, these are our different types of Carflex and Seal Tight connectors. These are both Carflex, okay? This is a Carflex 90 3/4. This is a 1/2-inch straight Carflex. Carflex is the plastic without the metal, okay? That makes it, turn around, put this in, tighten this down, you're good, okay? There's different types of connectors for Carflex that make it. And then this is what's a seal tight connector. Now a seal tight is the difference of you have your metal inside the plastic. These are all weatherproof conduits. This I cannot use outside anymore. We used to be able to use flex outside. Now we can't. So now we have to use liquid tight, seal tight, or Carflex. The Carflex connector or the seal tight connector, this is a piece of 1/2-inch, slides down, screws in, this mounts on, and then tightens up.
Which do you prefer when you're working outside?
It depends. For residential applications, I'll use Carflex. For at work with the children, seal tight. Okay. Yeah. Seal tight's stronger. It's going to be more expensive, but you know the dog can't really chew through the seal tight compared to the Carflex.
And durability and everything.
Durability and everything. Okay, that's pretty. Oh, PVC. PVC. This is a PVC coupling. PVC MA. Being the male, see how the threads are out? That's called an MA. It makes it a male adapter. If it's like a coupling and has the threads in here with the slip, that's called an FA. I couldn't find one to show you guys, but a female adapter has a slip on one end and threads on the other. That's a female adapter. This is a male adapter. So if I want an MA, I want the threads out. If I want an FA, I want the threads in. And then this is a straight slip-slip coupling. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I could think of, and I will see you guys in class.